Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll start with Tennessee offensive line coach Glen Elarbee. To ask a question to coach, hit the raise your hand function. We'll start with David Ubben.
Glenn, how would you describe what you inherited with this group of linemen and any guys standing out so far for you? About midway through spring?
That's an interesting combination that you got. A lot of older guys that have played ball and are really savvy with a Cade Mays, a Jerome Carter, guys that kind of understand the game on a little bit different level, and then a bunch of young guys that play really hard, give unbelievable effort, but just have to learn the game. Just have to learn where to put their hands, how to step, what the defense is trying to do when you see what's going on, and try to do that at tempo as well. So it's a good blend, man. Just really right now trying to get the older guys to help bring those younger guys along, and all of us get to the point that we want to be at.
Eric Kane and Patrick Brown.
Hey, Glenn, I know Cade Mays is working kind of in some different spots, right side, left side, guard, tackle. But from what you've seen from him and being an upperclassman the first couple of weeks of spring, do you see him more as a better fit at guard or tackle in this offense?
Man, that's a great question. Really at the end of the day, it's no matter where he fits best with all the other guys. He's such a talented guy, and he has played so many different positions, and he knows how to use his body, how to move it. That really at the end of the day, he's probably going to slide in there where it makes us best. If that's a tackle, awesome, then we're rolling down the road. If it's a guard, awesome, that's where we'll go. And to his credit, man, he has had to do a bunch of different positions, had to move a lot, and it's just been for us, for the team, for doing whatever matters, and really appreciate that part of him. One, because I can move him, and two, just the way he's responded to it.
Glenn, one guy I don't think you've mentioned yet is Dane Davis, who came here as a walk-on. What do you like about him, and kind of how is that left tackle situation shaping up with him and maybe Cade and even K-Ron too?
Yeah, Dane, studies the game. Now, I'm not sure there's been a guy that's been in extra, especially there in the beginning, to try to learn the offense. He, a great example, kind of talking different pass set stuff, and he was trying to play to some of his strengths and change the set. And you respect the guy that, understands where he's good and what he has to do, and he plays with great effort and has a great attitude, and has done a really good job at left tackle, just as solid as can be. Bert, one, has an unbelievable personality, man. Really enjoyable guy to be around. Has great talent. I mean, he can twitch and pop and do some things run game wise, and do some things body position wise, pass set wise. I think trying to find the fine line was, his knees, his motor every single play. I think that's kind of where we got to get to with him. But cool thing is they're both competing. They're both kind of rolling, taking reps, and man, let the best man win, but also let those guys kind of sharpen each other, kind of push each other competition wise.
Brent Hubbs, then Ben McKee.
Yeah, Coach, a couple of questions. One, are you where you thought you would be at this point in spring with this group? Are you a little further ahead, or are you a little further behind? And then secondly, what's the key to making the offensive line go in this offense? What do you need out of an offensive lineman most in this offense?
Right. Gosh, where we're at, I think we're in a good spot. The best tell of that will be when we get to scrimmage the second time. It's always where you make the biggest jump, because they get to see how to play with tempo, where they were slowing themselves down inadvertently, that you don't have to be in a panic, but everything is smooth as fast. Just knowing their awareness, I think that's where we'll probably make the biggest jump. And man, I can tell you where we're on track or not. At that point, if we don't make the jump, then we got ways to go. But we'll see there. And then, gosh, I kind of got off on a tangent there. It's really embarrassing. What was the second part of the question? Hit me with that one more time.
Just what do you? I mean, for you, what is needed to be a successful offensive lineman in this offense? Is it power? I know some of the physical stuff, but what do you say? I've got to have the following 3 or 4 things for a guy to be successful on my offensive line in this offense.
Sure. Crazy enough, I do think it starts mentally. Guys have to be able to process fast. It is a quick tempo offense or fast tempo or whatever you want to call it. The play's coming in, we're ID in the front, and the ball snapped. If you can't process, you're going to struggle. I think in this league and the way that we do run the ball, you got to be a guy with wide hips and physicality, man. Like you don't like trying to knock somebody off the ball and don't enjoy moving a man from point A to point B, all the cliches you can think of, and have the ability to run block, man, you're not going to be very good in this offense either. You got to be a tough guy. After that, I think it comes down to redirection, because at some point you're isolated and pass sets, or you're going to get in the run game, you're going to be in a man block, and you have to change direction. For me, man, can you think? Are you tough dude that can go move some guys off the ball, and can you redirect? If you can do those 3 things, and we can start to build from there.
Yeah, Coach, I wanted to ask you about some of the younger guys this spring. Just what have you seen from Cooper Mays and Javonte Spraggins, and then your early enrollee, William Parker?
Yeah, Coop has made a big-time leap. I think one in his footwork and base. Gosh, you go back and look at the first couple of practices, just where he was in the run game to where he is now. He enjoys it every single day. The guy has juice, has energy. I think he is trying to fix or be a better player every day, man. His technique, body position, hands, whatever it is you ask, he tries to go work on it and tries to get it fixed. Sprags has one of the guys that, like I was talking about with young guys, unreal motor. Guy plays 1,000 miles an hour. I think he's got it in ways, not necessarily slow down, but learn how to play that fast with technique, with a first step, second step, hands, understand where I'm trying to put the defender and keep my leverage. He is going to be a great player, man. And really all those guys, you look at where they were, the young guys from day one to right now, they've made leaps and bounds. It's just got to keep going that way. And then Griff hasn't made as big a jump, but man, what an unbelievable, it's hard when you first come in, but unbelievable kid, like great human being, plays freaky fast. He just is raw to the game. Has to learn what to do, how to do it. But the fact that he'll play so fast when the ball snapped, he'll be just fine.
2 more questions. Gustavo, then Eric Kane.
Coach, you mentioned about scrimmage, and developing your unit. What do you expect from this week, scrimmage, in terms of building your offensive line, in this point of the spring practices?
Man, we grade everything, so I kind of let their performance dictate who gets to play. That's the way we've done from workout spring to every spring practice we roll out there. We grade every single rep. The guy that grades the best, he's the guy that gets to start. So if that's kind of where you're leading on that part of it, dude, they're in control of their own destiny on who ends up being the starting 5. As far as where they are at the end of the scrimmage, man, I hope tempo is super clean. I hope our assignments are a lot better. It kind of goes back into that processing piece of it. And then just continue to build on the physical part of it. Be able to go hammer the ball when we want to go hammer it.
Hey, Glenn, you mentioned Jerome Carter being a veteran guy and how beneficial it is to have guys like he and Cade Mays in camp a little earlier. But how has he adapted to the new scheme? And is he a viable option for you guys snapping the football this year?
He is. He's played guard and center. Has rolled through. he's adapted really well. He's highly intelligent. Doesn't take but one time to tell him something, and he has it. And I tell you, he's got a gift for kind of explaining in a unique way. Sometimes the way I'm trying to explain something, he'll say, hey, you know, it's kind of like, look at it this way. And he'll explain it to Sprags, or explain it to Coop, or explain it to whoever it be. And guy's really a good teacher as well. And a lot of that comes from how smart he is. And really the fact that he cares and he has a genuineness to him that guys listen to him. Yeah, I recruited JC out of high school, and man, I'm really glad to get to coach him again, or I say again, to get to coach him, and he's been awesome, man. Can't say enough good things about him at all.
Thank you, Coach, for your time.